I'm going to show you two YouTube video editing systems I built with Claude Code. One helps you automate trimming your videos and creating amazing motion graphics that match your branding, whether you want to build graphs, CTA graphics, or even slide decks for your own talking head videos. The other strategy shows you how to create really good faceless content like these other creators who are generating millions of views and even making real money with these exact same systems. Both of these run on the same free AI coding tools and Claude. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build both of them live, plus giving you the master prompt for each one so you could build yourself these exact systems today. Let's go with system 1, which is the Faceless channel. The cool thing about this system is that it doesn't matter what videos you want to make, whether it's history, aliens, movies, explainer vids, it doesn't matter. Once you have this workflow, you can apply it to any niche on YouTube. Before Claude Code ever opens, you need three things ready: a script, a voiceover for that script, and a timestamp transcript. Now let me explain why the transcript is very important. Most people generate their images first, then try to force a voiceover to match afterward. That feels logical, but it's completely backwards. You're not creating rhythm, you're creating a collision, and even when the viewer can't explain why, they feel it and then they click away. So the correct order is voiceover first and then images second. Then every single timestamp in that voiceover becomes one image. Claude reads that transcript, writes an image prompt for every timestamp, and then generates one image per line, which means it already knows exactly where the image belongs on that timeline. I use 11 Labs for the voice and FuzzyScribe.ai for the transcript, but any tool works. This part happens before you even touch Claude, so once those three files exist, the system only needs three more things. Claude Code, Kie.ai for image generation is where we pull models like Nano Banana, Seedance to create images and videos. You could also use the Higgsfield MCP as another option. I like using Kie.ai because it's cheaper. We then use FFmpeg to stitch our videos together, and it also handles cuts, audio mixing, format conversion, basically anything you want to automate in your own video pipeline. Let's talk about costs for these two builds. For the Faceless system, each image costs about 2 cents, 40 to 50 images per video, so you're under $2 per video. For the talking head system, the cut and graphics pass is free since it runs on your Claude plan and it uses tokens instead of credits. The B-roll is the only real cost, which could be somewhere between 20 to 70 cents per clip. And it really depends on how much B-roll that you're using in your videos. And that's actually worth calling out because Kie.ai has no subscription tier at all. You just pay per generation. Everything I just described, that whole pipeline is in one master prompt. So the link is below if you want to grab that master prompt and start building the system. Other than that, let's start building this today and then walk you guys through how you guys create your own faceless channels like these other creators. Alright guys, quick note before we start, you can run this whole system two ways: the Claude desktop app or Claude Code inside an editor like VS Code, which is the way we're going to be using it. Here you can see the little Claude icon. The reason simple, you can actually see your folder structure while you work instead of guessing what Claude's actually looking at. Here you can see Claude Code running inside the editor side by side with your files. If you don't have this yet, it's the Claude Code extension made by Anthropic. Install it and this panel shows up in any project you open. Think of it like an app or a plugin. So for example, since I already have this set up, I'm going to open the folder that has the system, which is the video editing studio folder. Ignore all this stuff, but you can see that all my files and all the context Claude needs is here to the left side. This is exactly why we're doing this in VS Code and not the desktop app. But let's start a new project so it's easier for you guys to follow along. You guys can grab this master prompt in my school community and you can adjust it for your own niche, format, hook formula, the brand colors, etc. All of it's already filled in here. So for this example, we're going to do an ugly doodle style since that's a trending sort of like style and overall gives it more lo-fi aesthetic that we're looking for. But you can edit this for your own channel and videos whatever way you like. Again, this is in my school community, so what you would want to do is grab it there, copy it, and then you're going to want to paste that prompt inside of Claude Code. The cool thing about this prompt that before it generates anything, it checks whether a big channel already covered the exact same angle. So if they have, it drops it so you're not getting recycled ideas. And here are your 5 options. Real titles, ranked and ready to pick. So I'll just go with number 1 From there, it writes the full script. This one landed around 1800 words, so it's perfect for a long form YouTube video. And it also checks its own work, which is really good. So once the script's done, you're going to want to download that file. You copy this, and we're ready to paste that straight into 11 Labs. So you can see we're using 11 Labs, but we're going to need to use the studio version since we do have a longer script. And here you can see the script. And then one thing I would note is that you're going to want to use a voice that matches your overall brand. We're going to use this one called Tim Hook because it seems to be a staple for these types of videos. And you can see the folder structure here. Once I get that voiceover, we're going to make sure that we upload that into our transcript. So now once we have our voiceover, we're going to want to paste that into our transcript tool because it timestamps every pause, which is exactly what tells Claude where the images belongs. And we're going to attach that transcript into our Claude Code. And now it's going to generate one image prompt per timestamp, and it's going to do it in batches. So it's going to be a total of 10 batches from start to finish. And you can review each batch. I'll just tell Claude to batch them all for this example. And then while that's doing that, I just want to show you guys an extra step that you could include here is setting up Airtable in order to track all of your prompts and scenes. This is just in case you want to get a little bit more organized for your videos, but it's entirely optional. It definitely helps me just to track everything, and you guys could definitely do that in the system and download that in my school community. Okay, so once all those prompts have finished generating, now what we're going to do is set up our Kie.ai account since we haven't set that up and we need to get the API key. So we're going to go to Kie.ai, create an account, then create a new key, and then make sure that you type something that's related to this system. So we'll just put Video Editing Studio and then paste that API key in there. And then once Claude has your API key, it's going to tell you the amount of credits you have. Right now I have around 1500, which is good. And once this is finished, it's going to create all of your videos together along with the voiceover, stitch that together with the tool that we're using, which is FFmpeg. And then finally, it's going to take a while, but you're going to get your video.
You are 2 weeks into a wrist injury. Your right arm sits locked in a brace at your side, doing absolutely nothing, while you finish a set with your left arm alone. You watch the bar rise and fall through only one side of your body.
Now, the last step would be generating your thumbnails. And the good thing is that it's going to provide you a few options, 5 in total. So you'll have a good amount to test and have variations just in case you find a winner. But that's it. That's pretty much our system for the Faceless channel. Again, you guys could get this exact same workflow along with the master prompt in my school community. And then if you guys need help setting this up, again, you guys could reach out to me in there as well. System 2 edits real footage of you talking. Now Claude or any large language model can actually watch your videos. Similar to before, this system turns your video into a timestamp word for word transcript, and that's how Claude knows the exact second you said a specific word. So when I tell it, put a price graphic on the screen right when I mention the cost, it can actually find the moment instead of guessing where it goes. Every graphic, every cut, every piece of B-roll in this whole system traces back to that transcript. Keep in mind that organization is key, and the better you structure your folders with assets and creative direction, the better your video edits will be. For transcripts, I use vidIQ because I already use it for other YouTube features, but TurboScribe or 11 Labs or even the tool that I used before does the same job. Then we use FFmpeg to cut the dead space and even clean up the audio. Hyperframes to build the motion graphics, but you could also use Remotion. They basically do the same thing, but I find Hyperframes to be a little bit better. And then we use Kie.ai to generate B-roll, which is optional. You guys could use whatever tool that you guys feel way more comfortable with. I know that Hicksfield is a lot more controversial, but it's a lot more easier for users to just get up and use. Compare all of that to hiring an editor, which runs anywhere from a few $100s to a few thousand per video. Every single video, I think you're getting a pretty sweet deal using these tools. And if you guys want to learn more about how you guys could build your own systems and get access to prompts, blueprints, and also every resource that I use in my videos along with my builds, you guys could access my school community, and the link is down below.